My name is Elysabeth Alfano. Thanks for joining me as we go behind the scenes on fearnoirchicago.com to get into the hearts and minds and souls of Chicago's artists. It's the 25th anniversary of the Poetry Slam, and I'm here at the legendary Green Mill with founder Marc Smith. Marc, thanks for talking with me.
Sure.
When I think of the Poetry Slam, I think of performance, visceral, unleashed poetry. What made you want to start this movement, really?
Yeah, well, you got it. That's what it is. To break all the preconceptions about what poetry and a poetry reading's about. To break all the boundaries.
One of the slam greats. They travel around the country, sleep on people's couches, sometimes in hotels, make a little money. And they do their stuff for audiences like you.
The trick is to be very entertaining and get everybody ha-ha, hey, hey. And then at some point in the night, there should be something that makes them go, oh, wow. They really just said something to me.
I know something that only a handful of us know, that on some nights you cry yourself to sleep asking, where the did my childhood go? The crown, too heavy for your head, boy.
All artists, I think, should somehow reach out and really, and that's,
take hold.
It doesn't have to be aggressive, but it has to grab someone.
Love would fade into her, whimper and pass away in the nights that followed. What she couldn't know was that fate had already predetermined a crooked path. Now today, she knows that breathing is a blessing.
In a way, poetry can be very personal. You write it, you don't necessarily need to share it with anyone, but for you, you really want the experience of having it shared.
Well, for me, live performance is the thing. It's not like Marc Smith invented performance. No, it's always been there. But what I did is I remarried the art of performing with the art of writing. Two art crafts put together. And back in the 80s when I started, taboo to perform.
Really?
You shouldn't perform. You shouldn't be an actor of your poems.
Joy was his song. And joy so pure a heart of star by him could steer. And pure so now, and now so yes, the wrist of twilight would rejoice.
The way you perform work changes the meaning of what you're saying, you know, and these two art forms, I think, make performance poetry a higher art form than the written word.
There's this energy that comes. It's almost like a third person in the room. There's the audience and there are the performers, and then there's the energy that they create together. And so that just kind of ping-pongs back and forth the whole night.
This poem goes out to all those people who have come to the painful realization that they may have outgrown a relationship. You know who you are.
It's so raw. You really have that sense of just people are laying it on the line. And I wonder, what is poetry for you?
Oh, okay, well, for me, for Marc, poetry is the music of language. And it's a way to get at both the mind, the heart, and the emotions, and the spirit.
Arms, cinnamon dark, body fast, stealth, slipping in and around the grasp of all them boys.
Is poetry a weapon, a last stand for you about social injustice and passion and emotions?
When I initially started, a lot of the poetry in the traditional world was this obscure stuff that was art for art's sake stuff. And for me, it was to communicate. And because I was so angry at the beginning, it was assault. It was confrontational. But I don't think it has to be that way.
I'm wearing the coat of my father, who is dead. I didn't like him, but I wear the coat.
Now, has poetry made you softer? You say that you started very angry, and I'm wondering, has it softened you up?
I was too sensitive a person in a very hard neighborhood where you weren't supposed to show your sensitivity. And in some instances, it was dangerous to show your sensitivity. It allowed me an avenue out of that prison that many of us are locked up, especially men. Men get locked up in this I gotta be a man type thing and not be able to open up those emotions and feelings, at least young men.
And so art, and specifically for you, poetry, you think is a way out?
Oh, for not only me, for all the young kids that the slam has affected. I mean, the Poetry Slam is used as a teaching tool around the world. To be around people and do what I do has allowed me to learn how to be a better human being, I think. And not only me, but many, many, many people have entered the slam world one way and come out a different way.
I've been doing slam for 8 years, and I say poetry saved my life all the time, but thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, the Poetry Slam has impacted so many people around the world. Thank you for talking with me today.
Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. And to you. It should always somehow, the jukebox came on. And I'll sing a song for you now. All right. With this beautiful woman here. Oh, too bad. Who's that guy?
Who's that guy from the south side of Chicago?
No, they didn't know. They don't know anything about me.
Everybody knows. Listen to you. You're from the south side of Chicago.
That part. Where was I?
Angry. You were
So
angry.
I was angry.
Oh dear Lord, thank God you found poetry.
Yeah.